Hi, I'm Captain Kate Gregory, the Commanding Officer of Brighton Congress Hall, and together we're reading Day by Day Call to Mission by Robert Street. This is the very last chapter and concludes what has been months of simple readings every Monday at 11, when I haven't forgotten or had other things to do. But we've caught up and we've finished after today's reading. I hope you will continue to subscribe to the channel so that when the new book or readings or services or whatever comes up that will help you in your discipleship, that you'll know when it's going to arrive. I'll try and do an introduction and let you know when new things are about to happen. And please just click that little bell icon so that you can keep up to date with your discipleship and use these as a resource for you and your journey with Christ. Do share them. That's absolutely fine. Share my channel as well if you like. But the most important thing, the reason it's there is for your use, for your discipleship, that you might know Jesus better and enjoy your journey with him. Today, it's the end. Although I don't think I've done it's that way. I don't think I've done the little thingy from last time. I'm awfully sorry. But it is the end. Section 5, Day by Day. The end. Every journey has an end. Usually there's a planned destination. The journey with Jesus is like no other. As the Word of God, he's also Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. In addition, he presents himself as the way. Essentially, the object of this journey is Jesus himself, to know him, to be united with him into eternity. And, speaking of eternity, he indicated consistently that many who are first in this life will be last in the next. He told his disciples that true greatness was not in pushing yourself to the front, but in knowing how first to give others their place. This journey has its surprises. The fact is, life is not a competition, not even to see who can be the best Christian or the most Christ-like. Such aims are fraught with danger and are in direct contrast to the greater aim of simply doing God's will for its own sake. Accepting the call to mission means we are committed to helping as many other people as possible into what Jesus called the kingdom of heaven, and not looking after number one. All this fits well with Jesus' emphasis on service. His followers were not led by force, but with gentleness and humility. He gave spiritual authority to those who followed in his name, while emphasizing what they had been given was by grace, and that they were not to use it for their own ends. Freely you have received, freely give, he said. The authority he gave was and is to serve. Even so, spiritual authority is always weakened if we know we are not right with God. If wrong attitudes, double standards, or mixed motives hide who we are, we cannot hope to enjoy any sense of God's power at work in us. The result is failure. There is no substitute for knowing our lives are fully surrendered to God and his purposes. It is a message we should never be embarrassed to share. However much we may try to avoid limiting our responses to Jesus' leading, we may find it difficult not to put limits on our trust. Trust needs nurturing. Proof of its worth comes only through exercising faith. There's no shortcut. Neither is there a shortcut to helping people understand the gospel. Sadly, there is all too often a serious lack of effort to meet people where they are, to use language that they understand, and to take time to imagine what it's like to be in their shoes. In coming to earth, Jesus stepped into our shoes to meet us on our own ground and spoke to us with clarity and simplicity. The Gospels are full of instances that show this is how he lived and related to us. He did not baffle us with religious words or doctrinal statements. It is all part of loving our neighbour, the way of life he advocated so strongly in the Sermon on the Mount. He repeatedly shows that love matters more than religious observance. General Albert Osborne, writer of many songs that enrich our discipleship, took the theme of a journey through life in a number of them. In I Know Thee Who Thou Art, he began by noticing the footprints of Jesus on his path. As we follow through the song, we realise that Jesus, who was initially walking beside him, later takes the lead. Eventually, with God now guiding, we find ourselves in this last verse for our prayer today. Let nothing draw me back or turn my heart from thee, but by the Calvary track bring me at last to see the courts of God, that city fair, and find my name is written there. Mission complete.